Trying 1, 2, 3. Here we are. Good morning. Hi, Lisa.
Hey. Hi, Delinda. How's your day going?
Well, pretty good. It's weird to have a few hours before we get on the show. I'm still used to Vegas 7:30 in the morning when I just got up, good dress, and got on, right?
Yeah.
So it is different. And I have to say, right now, I still like Vegas time better. I don't know. I was really used to it. So I like it. I keep thinking my brain thinks earlier. So I don't know what
Uh-huh.
that is. So I'm going to make sure and see that I'm going to go over here and see. Aha, there we go. So there's going to be our comments. So good morning, everybody who's with us today. And if you are with us, where are you? So are you in Kansas City? Are you in Las Vegas? Are you in Nashville? Are you in Africa? I have no idea what time it is in Africa. But we do have a few members that live in Africa and a couple in Australia. Isn't that exciting? And several in Canada, probably a handful in Canada. I don't know if they watch the show or not, but they're in our group of Fun Fearless Females, but you don't have to be in the group. Here's the truth. Ladies, you are fun, fearless females, whether you know you are or not. Just by the fact that you are a female, you multitask, you do so many things. You don't get a lot of credit all the time, but there's so many things that you can do. So if you need to add a little more fun to feel like you're a fun female, or if you need to do a few more things to feel a little more fearless, then, we're all in the journey, right? We're all taking a journey to be more fun and more fearless and really own our femininity. I love being a girl. I didn't always. When I was younger, I did not like being a girl, because it seemed like the guys got to do all the fun stuff and us girls were left behind. And that's not so much anymore. It's still out there. I get it. But anyway, trust me, you are a fun, fearless female. So own it and stand tall and be confident. Right, Lisa?
Awesome.
Awesome. All right. So we'll see if we have anybody checking in with us today. I love it when people come in and say hello, so we know that they're there. Do want to thank Dr. Laura Christine. She was on the show last week, and I was telling everybody and asking for help that I need a hairdresser. Somebody in the Kansas City area. I would go even north of the river if I had to. Now, that's about, Lisa, from Vegas. It's like people in, let's see, maybe further south than Henderson, driving up north Vegas. Okay, so there's this thing.
Wow.
Okay, I can't drive that far, but I would drive that far for a good hairstylist, right? But Laura Christine had a recommendation, and I have an appointment on Thursday. I know, world, you were so happy to know that, and you just can't see what's really going on in this hair. So you can't say that we don't. We keep it light around here, don't we, Lisa?
Yes, we do.
What's new with you? Anything going on you want to share with us in your life and stuff going on right now?
Oh, my baby chickens just started laying their first eggs. That was so cute. I always love them. They're just little teeny eggs.
Oh, wow. So they do start out really little when they're like young.
Yeah, they call them fairy eggs because they're just so tiny when they first lay their egg. You have a big egg, and then next to it's this little tiny one.
Oh, gosh.
That you've got them laying, and it's just a fun little time.
Yeah,
and then,
I bet it is.
And then I planted my winter over strawberries, so I've got 20 of those, and you winter them over, and then they will supposedly strawberry for me in June. So.
Oh, nice. I love fresh strawberries, but I have to say, it's been so long since I've had a good strawberry. I've kind of, I bought a pack just last week thinking maybe these will be good, and they weren't. They just don't have that sweet taste that sometimes you get, that you'll probably get in your garden. That sometimes
a fresh strawberry is just to die for. When I was up in Washington, which is a strawberry state, almost, and was picking when I was young and 14, 13, I would go out and work in the fields for my summer money. And so you got to eat as many strawberries as you wanted to while you were doing it.
Yeah.
And a vine ripe strawberry there's just nothing close to it.
I would agree. I would, because most of the time, I don't know if they pick them too early and then when they finish turning red or whatever, getting ripe, they don't get that same ripeness as when they're picked fresh off the vine.
Yep. I worked for Driscoll back when they weren't as big a name as they are now.
Yeah, they are a big name. And I used to could depend on those being pretty good, but I can't really say that anymore either.
Yeah.
So
No, now it's so bad. They pick them so well, and most of them are grown in China, and they ship them over, and they literally spray them with a dye. So now you can't even tell.
No, that's a terrible thought.
I know. So I'm looking forward to my strawberries. So that's my big thing.
Okay, so if I come to
Good morning, Kathy.
At the right time, maybe I could get some fresh strawberries from you. Maybe I could just make a trip to come get strawberries.
Exactly, just for the strawberries. This batch of strawberries, it's only going to probably yield about 16 quarts of strawberries, but then you can double it because strawberries clone.
Oh, cool. So did you say you saw Kathy? I don't see her in my chat.
Yeah, I saw Kathy and she said howdy.
Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, I just hadn't seen that. Yeah, so hey, Kathy. All righty. Well, this morning we are going to talk about waiting. And so, Lisa, what was your phrase you gave me last night? I told her my thought, and then I said, but maybe you can come up with something a little more catchy than how I was going to say it.
She puts me on the spot and I have old memory. Let's see. It was something like learning life's lessons while we wait in the traffic jam of life or something like that. Or learning wisdom while waiting in the traffic jam of life. That was.
Yeah, and that I love that because life just keeps going on. Hopefully, thankfully, we're all here. Life is going. And, sometimes it does seem like we're just a big traffic jam. We're getting cut off here and there. Sometimes we're sitting on the highway just waiting, that traffic jam kind of thing. Let's see. What does Kathy say here? The things that happen to food once it hits the store shelves kind of terrifies me. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
You just don't want to even think about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think, when you start thinking about waiting, that sometimes that's what the Lord wants us to do. He has us in a season of waiting. Most of the time to prepare us for what's ahead. We are always in this motion thing and thinking, as we wear this badge of I'm so busy. Well, sometimes we're so busy, we're not listening to what the Lord has to say. Sometimes we're so busy, we're missing opportunities for blessing. Sometimes we're so busy, we're not paying attention to those really important things. We're reacting to life. We talked about that, several weeks ago. Are you living a reactive life or are you being proactive? Are you really looking at what's in front of you? It's like going to a banquet table, are you just going to try to eat up every little thing that's on there? Or are you going to really look and take those prime things that you really want and that that the Lord has prepared for us? So I think waiting is a very important time, but I will tell you from my perspective, it's not always easy. What do you think?
No, and Kathy said it's a gift, and sometimes, it is very much a gift. But waiting can be very hard. But I think sometimes waiting, like she said, is a gift in that what we make of it. What do we do with it? Sometimes we think we should just always get busier. I don't think that's always the answer. For me, when I was ill and mostly in bed, I turned it around, and that's when I finished up both of my degrees with an online course. So
that's awesome.
I figured, I'm sitting and I'm sick, but I did, I could get online and make something of it. It helped me not think that I was just wasting away that time that I had no control over pretty much anything else in my life. So that was, it helped me move along. And I think that sometimes it just depends on what we look at as the waiting. Yes, it was inconvenient and it got in the way, but there was a lot I learned during that time as well.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes we need the wait so that we can, our hearts can be prepared for whatever is coming next. There's a great song out there that I really like. I'm going to go over here real quick so I can tell you who it's by John Waller, and it's called I'm Waiting. And it says, I'm waiting on you, Lord, and I'm hopeful. I'm waiting on you, Lord, though it's painful, but patiently I wait. And he says, while I'm waiting, I will serve you. While I'm waiting, I will worship. While I'm waiting, I will not faint. I'll be running the race even while I wait. So waiting doesn't mean sitting still. And I think that's what gets us, like, oh, waiting, like, okay, what am I going to do? Sit here and twiddle my thumbs for 24 hours a day? And that's not it. We can, it's time oftentimes when we can get more into scripture and just seeing where the Lord is leading us. The waiting is often preparation time, the time you say, oh, I just don't have time to really get into the scriptures, or I don't really have time to take that Bible study. Sometimes based on where the Lord has us, it does give us a time while we're waiting to see what door he's going to open next. So,
well, we wanted to move up to Utah actually as of this month. And when we started looking at the economy and the way that property was going and interest rates and jobs and things like that, we decided it just was not a good, smart move. So we're waiting. we're gonna wait another year. And I'm like, well, what can I do? Because I had all these plans for when I was gonna move. So I just decided that, well, I'm gonna put in a bigger garden and I'm gonna learn more about the farming that I want to do up there. And so I'll be more prepared.
Ah, that's great. That's great. Because I remember us talking about that. You were looking at making a move, kind of same timing as I was, but yours y'all put on hold. And I think, y'all know that have been watching the show that it took us 3 months to finally get into a house. And that was waiting, and really waiting for the right house the Lord had for us. And we tried a few others, they didn't come through, and it's just God's way of like, just be patient, just wait. I have it for you. And sure enough, he did. He always does. It's that trust. Are you going to just trust me, Delinda? Now that doesn't mean that the whole time I'm just sitting back, not even looking to see what's available, because I sure learned a lot in those 3 months, kind of about myself. And it was a teaching time also for Bill and I, because with downsizing, which is what we did, it took those 3 months to realize that we really could live in smaller space. We went from, the first VRBO, y'all, was like 500 square feet. It was like,
oh my,
it was stuff. And that was
tiny.
I'm guessing that's about, it could have been as much as 800. Okay. Had a little, a sink and a 2-thing stove right over on one side, and the couch and the little table, whatever. And then it had a bed. And then we went to the apartment, which was beautiful. I mean, awesome, brand new. I told you all about that. We were in that for 2 months, but still not like what you have in a home where you have more space to go here and there. And, and so it helped us adjust truly to living in smaller space than what we had in Vegas. So it was good. It was good times. Like, I guess Lord just had to teach it to us before he moved us into the house. And I'm still like, but Lord, couldn't we have another closet somewhere?
And Kathy observed that Advent and Lent they're both waiting. So.
Okay. Well, I have to say, I don't know that I really had paid attention to or realized that Lent was a wait, but I know Advent was waiting for the Messiah for sure.
Yeah.
And Laura Christine, good morning. Waiting builds character. It does, if we're open to it. I had to really stop numerous times and say, okay, Delinda, just chill, just relax, all in God's time, just trust. He's never let you down yet. He has something planned. There's more for you waiting around the bend, whatever that is. And I'm happy with whatever it was. I was willing, I wasn't regretting it. And so I think you're right. And I don't know if you heard earlier, Laura, I have an appointment with your gal on Thursday. I'm so excited. Thank you for sharing her name. So I'll be seeing her, and then I'll let you know how it goes. I'm sure it's going to be great. So, and then probably the verse most of us think of when we think of waiting, and I love it. It's Isaiah 40:31. Those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. And so when we just wait on him, and it's like he lifts us, he will take us to the place he wants us to go. There's multiple other ones out there. Did you do some looking up of things that you wanted to share with us, Lisa?
I did not. Sorry.
Oh, I put you on the spot. Well, you always do.
I know, generally speaking, I have time, but I was doing strawberries until way late last night. So so I didn't have time to look it up.
That's no problem. That just you always come up with all these interesting, great things here. But there's several other verses. I love this. Let's see, I'm going to pull which one of these The Lord is good to those who wait for him, to the soul who seeks him. That's Lamentations 3:25, in case y'all want to know. And then Micah says, but as for me, I will look to the Lord. I will wait for the God of my salvation. My God will hear me. And I think those are such affirmations when you feel like you're in that season of not knowing what's ahead. That happens to all of us. We're just not going to know every plan ahead of time. We just have to walk the journey and just take it day by day and see what God has for us. Oh, that's great, Laura. Thanks. A really cool, what the lady said to me was very cool. So I have a new friend, and she had given me a referral on a painter. I'm not going to tell y'all her name because I don't know if she wants it listed. I'll call her Debbie. Okay. She's local here in town. She's a real estate agent. And I met her in one of the first houses. And I'm sure that that's part of the thing of all these houses I saw. I met some wonderful people, and Debbie's one of those. So she gave me a referral for a painter. And so I called him, and he says, well, did you just hear about Debbie? She just came out. She had brain surgery. And it's like, oh my gosh, I was just shocked. Oops, looks like we lost Lisa. And I was just shocked when I heard. And then I said, well, I'm going to reach out to her and find out, is she okay? Because we connected immediately. It was like the, God moments. Like we're here looking at a house, and she and I started talking, and just wonderful how God uses those times. And it was so cool. So she's doing well. I'm going to actually run by and see her on Friday. But it was really cool because sometimes we just don't know, what's happening. And in our waiting, sometimes we are making a difference to people that we don't even know. Like the song was saying, while I'm waiting, I will serve. While I'm waiting, I will pray. While I'm waiting, I will worship. All of those things. If we keep doing those things in service to the Lord, you just have no idea how he is using us to make a difference. And so Lisa, she mentioned to me, she said, I really enjoy your show. It's so encouraging. So that encouraged me from the fact that we're encouraging her. This woman's going through major things. She just had brain surgery. She's going to have to start going through chemo and radiation and stuff. And it's wonderful to know that God's using us every day, no matter, where we are in our path, and no matter what we're doing, we can make a difference to somebody. Just sometimes it's just, we've talked before, the words of encouragement or the little pat on the back or a smile, whatever that is. And so the waiting can be such productive time. And I love, Kathy, how you put that sometimes the waiting is the gift. And I love that. That's a great way to look at that. So any of y'all have comments out there about maybe a time in your life when you were in a season of wait, and maybe you're in that now. And truthfully, I still am. We're in our house. Okay, so the wait is over for the house. So thank you, Jesus. but I'm in the wait of seeing what is really next, how much of these other things that I did all last year are going to continue, because since we've been in this big long pause here, just knowing that there's something new stirring, I can feel it in my spirit. God's stirring things up and it's preparing. So I'm in a season of wait from that perspective too, both from a business and a ministry standpoint. And I don't know what that looks like. I might not have even met the person yet, or even know what organization it is that maybe the Lord is, wanting me to go and be of service, finding a church for one. So we'll be doing that starting on Sunday. So any of y'all have instances where you were in a season of waiting, and anything to share about that? I always love to get y'all's comments here and see who else might have signed on. There she is. Okay. On the other, I was going to do a couple of these other verses for you. I just think waiting can just help us so much when we feel at a loss and like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I would always suggest, if you don't know the answer, if an opportunity comes up for you, maybe, some doors look like they're opening. If you don't know that yes is the right answer, then don't answer. If you're caught in that thing and you're waiting to see what opportunities come about or see what's next, making, how do I exactly say this? Don't just jump just to have something to do. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes the Lord really is preparing you for something that, well, not often, he always is preparing us, right? But this next thing that he may be preparing you for, he's having you wait until you really are ready from your mind and heart and spirit to join in with where he's already started the process, y'all. That's part of the trust. Just having that faith that that he's preparing whatever it is, and knowing that because he always has in your life, whether it's the learning or the preparation, the study, whatever that looks like, that he's preparing that. So sometimes there'll be things that come above it. Oh, well, I guess this is what I've been waiting for, but maybe it's not. Be very discerning and ask the Lord about that. Pray for discernment. That's a prayer that I pray all the time. It started really a lot with my kids when we were raising our kids. That was just always my prayer. Lord, please just give me wisdom and discernment to know, what to do next, how to handle this situation. And if you're in this season of wait, and just being confident that God has that for you, when things begin to come through, wait another moment and look at it and use wisdom and discernment and pray about it. Is this the thing, Lord, you've been praying, that you've been preparing for me? Then when it does, it's like, oh, yay, I knew this was going to be great, Lord. Just like I know that there is going to be, there's greatness ahead for all of you, because, he's not done with us yet. We're still walking this earth. And as long as we're still here, he is not done with us. There's still more that he's preparing us for. So keep your heart open and keep your hands and your spirit lifted, knowing that he has that for you. Okay, so I'm going to go back over here for just a quick second. I'm going to look down these. Did I give this? Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him and he will make straight your path. Again, it's acknowledging him and giving the glory before him and thanking him beforehand. Thank, Lord, I know you do. I don't know what it is, but I'm trusting, that you have more for me. Therefore, the Lord waits to be gracious to you, and therefore he exalts himself to show mercy to you. For the Lord is a God of justice. Blessed are all those who wait for him. So that is Isaiah 30:18. I thought that was a cool one too. It's so funny, you sometimes if you're a person who consistently reads the scripture and you read over them, and how you can look at scriptures over and over and over through your life. And then sometimes they a verse will just pop out to you. And that's because that verse is for you for that moment. It's been there the whole time, but maybe you didn't need it, or maybe that wasn't what, you needed at that particular point. So it's really cool when that happens, how the scripture just becomes so alive, right? All right. So anyway, I guess we lost Lisa. She said that she's been having a lot of trouble with her internet. And so I know that she's disappointed when that happens. And we are sorry to have her leave us too. So, but she'll either be back on or she'll be back with us, when we're on next week. So, all right. Oh, good morning. Good morning, Debbie. And let's see, anybody else come on that haven't seen? Debbie's here in the Kansas City area. All right. Well, I think that probably takes us up close to the top of the hour. I so appreciate, as always, y'all being on here with us. And okay, I have not vocalized myself this morning, but I feel like, good morning, Terry. Yay, out there in Vegas. Just let the wait be important. Okay, don't begrudge it. Don't be upset with it. Don't be frustrated, even though sometimes we want to be frustrated with it. But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Teach me, Lord, to wait. Okay, that's my message to you today. Wait on the Lord, trust in him, and let him just put you on his wings and soar with him as you go through this week. Know that I'm out here for you if you guys want to ever reach out. And love you. Thank you so much for being here. See you next week, every week, same time, same place. All right. Bye, guys. Oh, remember, life is not a matter of chance. It's a matter of choice. Choose wisely. Choose to wait and see what the Lord has for you, because it will be great. Just wait on him. All right. Bye now. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day.